AT&T Stadium in Arlington a moment ago.
Check, check, block 54, block 54. And what's that? And what's the block? Kill, kill.
There's definitely a positive spirit about that, man. You know, he was, I know you know this story, but he was asked in training camp by a fan to sign his head next to a tattooed Steelers logo.
And not a piece of paper on his head.
No.
Sign his head.
Sign his head. And then later Juju told reporters he'd give game tickets to that fan if he got it tattooed. Well, he did. And Juju came through with not only game tickets, but
help us out with this. He said, sure. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a boy.
First carry for James Conner. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. Give him 42 yards on the ground. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
Switch, switch. 25, check 25, check 25. Check, 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 check.
Right back to Conner here on 1st. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Let's get off the field, D. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Switch, switch, switch. Mike by 4,
They'll run here with Conner. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
Looking for his tight end, Witten, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And, you know, they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Under 10, 10. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Take both of them.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Black 20.
Right there, 54 Mike. Good track, good track.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now Austin. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the eye.
3 buzz.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott on the left side. Gallup's got it. That catch good for only a yard, and it will be 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Under.
Mike,
We're going to 54. Wide in.
55.
And again, it's Prescott. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
He's checking. Solid, them. Check 30. Quarter.
They start the drive with Connor. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Get ready. Check 4.
Take 2 of them. 50.
54 is Mike.
Connor. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check nickel. Watch twist. SOS.
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back.
Mike's 54.
Middle.
Check safety. Out. Check 52. Check.
Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Block 80!
Mike 5-4. Come on, dude.
Focus.
Shit. Watch the shit. Sponge. No. Jim. Hey, switch gears.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be set.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
No spacing.
I got it. Check it back.
What's up? 59, what's up? 59, what's up?
On 2nd and 11 now. Roethlisberger. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
36. Check three.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
You better be afraid of me. Whip. Watch the whip. Kill. Rush in. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Easy.
And now again, the play clock's going to run out on him. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
You remember me. Let's go, baby. Alert 3. Check. Set.
Take both of them. These two.
Watch the slant. Motion. Mike spot 4.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Prescott looks to throw on first. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Go, get out there.
They can't hang with us.
Prescott from the gun. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. Another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch it.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Going right side, he has Witten. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 11 yards there, first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Prescott now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it first and 10. From the shotgun again to Elliott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Second and 1 at their 49-yard line.
Here we go.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Here we go, 47.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. I'm coming.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Watch the screen.
Hey, kill.
A first down carry by Elliott. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, come on now.
47.
Here we go,
26.
Here's Prescott. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Cooper was the intended target. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver, as is Kamara. So this is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see those guys do their thing, but there are plenty of other guys out there, too. If Zeke comes along, you got to take him. Melvin Gordon, if they both come to camp, we'll see how that works out. How about Todd Gurley and his health? Because, boy, when he touches the ball, great things usually happen.
And then wondering, someone like Le'Veon Bell took the year off, now a new offense. But if he starts going like he used to, he's obviously going to be a good one.
Fresh legs is what you're counting on with Le'Veon Bell and a fresh start in New York with the Jets. And if you're looking for an exciting rookie, remember this. Kyler Murray's going to get the ball from the first snap, and they're going to leave him in there throughout. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to pitch it around the park a bunch. Don't be surprised if he gets a little love, too.
Check three. Undercross.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Austin. A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Prescott now from the 50. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. Cooper was the target there. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to
really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Check. Check hot route. Hot, hot.
Hey, kill! 47.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Here we go. Go right in.
Check tight end. Check tight. Check tight.
Prescott now on 2nd down. And this one complete to Witten over the middle. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A first down there on a pickup at 25. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And now here is another interception. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. Now the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Start! Black 5!
Black 5-4. All day. All day, every day. Any day.
Hey!
Banjo.
Hey, alert!
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
King.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Slam.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That second down play nets a -4.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
These two. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Double bump. Bang, bang.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. First down, Prescott. Flushed out. And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt picks up his second sack of the afternoon. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Block 80!
54.
I got it.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give them 32 on the play.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Toss play, Connor. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Middle. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Hey, get in the weight room. Hatchet.
Take 2 of them.
Tighten up. Watch your ship. Hey, watch your ship.
Roethlisberger will hand a counter. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. He's got it. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Cowboys have it. Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Back now in Arlington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Let's go.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
You go take. You got take.
You go 47.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Wild bill. Check 9.
Everybody kill.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott steps away to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Check 55 to Mike. I'm coming, baby.
Everybody kill.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Brings up 4th down and 1.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
I'm letting you know. Go to 54. Go to 54. Line.
Running with Elliott. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Ezekiel Elliott not able to get it past the marker. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless, take care of the ball on the way out.
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
230. 55. Man out.
Shit. Joker.
Cross.
Mike 55. Come off the ball. Shit. Watch twist.
Here's Roethlisberger. That is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Begin.
Left foul.
Mike.
Heat these two.
Watch the slant.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Roethlisberger now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. This is Connor. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Like 80.
Mike 5-4. Here we go. Chance. Check 13.
Takes both of them.
Check. Crunch.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Here we go. Like 5.
Check. Watch 54.
I'm coming for you. You mine.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Hey, watch this. Watch it.
Go to 54. Go to 54. 26.
Here's Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check. First down. 66. Pull it. High. Check 43.
On first down, it's Elliott. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
You don't want nothing. Pick up the ball. Kill.
Kill.
Show it. Let's go. High ball. Kill. Hey,
26.
Again, it's Elliott. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Switch it, hey.
Shift.
49. Check 49.
They'll run on first down. Elliott. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Tight dog.
Hey, kill. 47.
He's coming. We got double up.
26.
This is Elliott. And he'll get us one down to about the 10-yard line. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So on 4th down, on comes the Dallas kicker, Brett Maher. And his kick is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg. And they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation. The
defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And in into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add one more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more